Hello.
Hi.
I put on my white today
You look
just for you.
beautiful. You look so beautiful. It's been so fun watching you with all the amazing things that you're doing. And
And you too. I was actually thinking how excited I was to chat with you today. Out of all people, just I feel like whenever I talk to you, it's like a warm hug, even if it's just talking. So
oh,
I think we could all use a little bit of that today. And I'm so grateful that you joined us. Where are you right now? It's so
oh,
beautiful.
thank you. I'm at my house. I have a little hideaway back here. Everyone's working out of the home, basically. And then my son that you met in your Nantucket store is home from college, and his college roommate is from London. And so he's quarantining with us as
Oh
well.
my
So,
gosh.
and obviously with homeschooling and everything going on, I tucked away here. So
So you have a packed house.
we have a pretty full house. Yes.
Have you
But
been going into the spa at all, or is it still too early for that?
so in South Florida, things kind of are slowly reopening, and
Yes.
we did reopen our spa very gradually and really
Yes.
with staggered appointments. And it's a very intimate place, and
Yes.
it's quiet and peaceful in its own right. So it does feel great. We were closed for over 2 months, so it does feel like we're getting back to the things that we love to do the most, and the spa being one of them.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. It's like whatever we can do to feel a little bit more normal and whole right now.
Yes, yes. Well, I was smiling, Tara, just off the cuff for a moment of when you were on your Swurfer swing, because
Yes.
we have that in our backyard, and
Oh my
I
gosh.
swing on that with my daughter as well,
That
and I
thing
love
is
that.
amazing. It's
I know.
amazing. Have
I
you
know.
ever stood up on it?
Yeah, I stand up on it. I didn't ever think to sit, and when I saw you sit, I thought, oh, now that's a whole new world for me too. But
For
it's like,
everybody that's tuned in, what Tammy's talking about is this swing that I just posted to my personal Instagram a few days ago over Memorial Day weekend. I was at my mother-in-law's house and on this swing. It's called the Swurfer, and you go so high, and it's really cool for balance. So that's so funny that you have that.
I know. I ran right out after I saw you do it, and I thought, I'm going to get on this too.
It's like very daunting.
Yes.
Well, I'm so grateful to have you on today, Tammy. You are like an angel on earth and so warm and loving and just the energy I think we all need right now. And I'm super excited to talk to you just a little bit about your approach to skincare. I mean, you obviously, for a little bit of background about us, Jeannie just said a true angel. That's right.
Oh.
First of all, before I even get into it, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's joined. Lots of our loyal Elaine fans. I'm sure a lot of your fans as well. So
super honored to be with all of you. Yes. Thank you.
It's going to be a good conversation. And so anyhow, so obviously we have been talking quite a bit about florals and how they apply to our brand right now. And ever since we opened, we've always had flowers in our shops, and that's trying with the goal of evoking this kind of sensorial experience and reminding people how awesome it is to take a moment for yourself. But for background on our relationship with you and your brand, you were one of the very first brands that we carried when we opened in 2013. And for everybody who's tuned in, I mean, when I opened, I really didn't know if this was going to work because we were the first clean beauty retailer in the country. And it was a big risk. So because of that, we had a very limited assortment of brands. I only had 10 brands, and you were one of them. And I had so much confidence in your brand because you're literally working with your hands all day, every day, experiencing people's skin issues and then developing your formulas to help support those issues. And I had so much confidence in you and your brand because of that. So I'm super excited to kind of dig deep into some of your gorgeous products today, and then also talk about how florals and botanicals, why they're so important to you. So maybe
Sure.
that's something that you've been leaning into while social distancing and during this really kind of unique time. So
Yeah.
I'd love to just hear, you know, a little bit about how you've always incorporated florals into your brand, and if you're doing so anymore now.
Yeah, thank you so, so much. And, you know, for me, it is the plants are just a way of life. I feel like I've had that connection since childhood. And really, when I started to work with the products, it was just all sort of botanical, as you know, and I did start so long ago. So it's so amazing to see. I always say to my dear friends, like, I feel like the plant kingdom's going to come to the top. And, you know, and I feel like there's humanity in the animal kingdom, and it's also amazing. But the plant kingdom, we sort of take it for granted in some ways, and obviously we recognize it as our food source, and it is a medicinal source, and all medications begin from a natural source. And so it only made perfect sense for me when I was developing products that I would use these plants. And specifically, I have a true love for flowers, because I think, Tara, you know, the part that I love best is really the spiritual side of it all, and kind of what it means, and what it means to connect back to nature and back to ourselves. And I just find that I find peace with plants. During the social distancing, I mean, as we all, I think, have really gotten into, as well as whether you're gardening or you have such respect for the plants that you're using, eating, making teas with, walking on the bare grass. But whenever we feel that sense of stress and we connect to a plant, and specifically the florals and the flowers, it's a stress reducer, and it does the same thing obviously on the skin. No, again, I think that you can sit with a good friend and have a beautiful medicinal or floral tea, and it takes you back to that place in time when you were so happy. The same thing through inhalation. You know, the sense of smell is like our most powerful scent, our sense. And so I just feel like when we can connect however we can, and with our product collection, all of the essences that are coming through in a natural source. But we're often told that the products do smell so good, and you know, I have to say it's really the plants and working with the life force.
That's what I was just about to say. I had to open up one of your products. I opened the Antioxidant Cream. It's like the neroli that's in it?
Yes.
Some orange blossom?
Yes.
I feel like that, I mean, everything you just said comes to life so beautifully in your products. That sensorial experience, and really this concept of the plant kingdom being on top. I love that so much. And anyhow, so your products have always had this unbelievable sensorial experience. And it actually wasn't until I went to your spa and saw the whole entire, like, I guess, vision that you have, you know, from working with people's skin every single day to creating these products for very specific skin types and concerns, and then weaving in these florals and herbs to address it. It was just such a special experience. And now whenever I use your products, I'm reminded of that experience. But even if you haven't been able to be touched literally, physically by you, I think that these products, the best part is that they're so incredibly effective. That's the thing. So it's not just like, this is why you were one of the first brands that we brought in. It's not just that, you know, they're beautiful experiences and they have beautiful smells. They actually truly work. So I'd love to talk about a few of your kind of power products that we carry at Full Lane, and talk about like what makes these power herbs and florals, what makes them address the concerns that these products are meant to address. So so let's start with your two creams that are the most popular at Full Lane, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course.
Intensive Repair Balm and Antioxidant Cream. I don't know if people can see this. I'd love to talk about the difference between these two products.
Okay.
And what the power kind of herbs and florals are that are making them work so hard.
Sure. So in true holistic skincare, you always are looking at the person as a whole. And that's what we do in the creation of the product, and what we do in the spa is on the physical and emotional level. And we recognize that with the skin, whatever's going on internally and emotionally has an effect you know, obviously physically on the skin. So I think that, and the whole line has been based on healing. And again, using holistic remedies, which are herbal remedies. So when I worked with developing the antioxidant cream, that is an amazing like multivitamin in a jar. I specifically wanted to incorporate in neroli and sweet orange. Neroli is very powerful. It's a very calming and soothing. It's wonderful for dry skin or any kind of damaged skin, but at the same time, orange and neroli both break up congestion on the skin. So they work with the psychology, if you will, of the cell, and so it's a very happy smelling cream. It is what we would kind of say is almost like an antidepressant as well. But it has a swelling effect on our cells, so it helps our cells to retain nourishment and moisture. And then because they're powerful antioxidants and a high concentration of vitamin C, it helps to strengthen the immunity in the skin. So an oily and congested skin can use that, as well as, you know, a dry skin. And again, with holistic products, you're really working to bring health and balance back. So whether you, for an example, I'm just going to skip around for 1 second, but lavender helps to equalize the production of sebum in the skin. So whether a skin is overly oily or overly dry, it helps to balance. And that's
you have that you have it in a high percentage in the vitamin C tonic, right?
Yes, it's and the cleansing milk as well as lavender and faux tea, and then obviously we have it a lavender body oil, which we can speak more to. But we do thread it. We do thread it through as well. And so the antioxidant cream, like I said, I personally love it in the summer. I think it's a great go-to. It just lifts you up. It lifts up the senses, and it's amazing. Just overall on the skin.
Is it, you said almost all skin types can use it, but is it, if somebody has, let's just say normal to dry-ish skin, and is it better for them to use intensive repair balm over the winter months and then antioxidant in the summer months?
I do like to change the product seasonally, Tara. I do think that, you know, you can't go wrong. Intensive repair balm can be a beautiful night cream in the summer. And so that also, because that has the helichrysum in it, it's a very reparative cream, leaves a very dewy finish on the skin, but it has all these different nutrients in it. It's chamomile, and helichrysum is one of my absolute favorite ingredients. That cream was originally developed for clients that had any trauma, redness, irritation, and unfortunately, now that we have to put masks on and the skin can't breathe quite effectively, and also just the aroma of the helichrysum coming through is very therapeutic, and it's therapeutic
amazing.
for the
Isn't helichrysum called Immortelle also?
Yes.
Like immortal oil? And
exactly.
I always thought that was, people leaned into that for like anti-aging benefits as well.
Yeah, so it has, it does so much. It has a tightening effect on the connective tissue, but it has been used just in the essence alone to actually heal bones. And so it's really amazing. It will reabsorb blood into the tissue, you know, when you're just using that pure essence. And so because that was sort of a post-operative cream or someone that could have had deep irritation or issues, we decided to incorporate it in, and it's our best-selling cream.
And this is our best-selling cream too, by Tammy Fender. Yeah,
oh, great.
It's unbelievable. It's so special.
I'm so glad.
And experiences of both are so amazing. So just to recap, the antioxidant cream is best for balancing for the summer months, and it has that more bright citrusy-ish scent with the neroli and the orange blossom. And then intensive repair balm is for anybody that has any kind of redness or irritation or needs like a little bit more deeper hydration.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. And if you wanted to, you could do an antioxidant cream as your day cream and intensive repair at night. When you sleep is when your skin repairs itself. So sometimes I use it that way as well.
They're so amazing. We got some questions about those, and I'll come back to them when we go through the questions at the end. But
okay,
that was a really nice kind of side by side. Okay, so what about EPI Peel?
Okay, so and it's funny, here we are all stuck at home these days, but EPI Peel.
Exactly. I've used this so many times during quarantine. It's funny because I used to love this product most because it was like a 5-minute, you know, quick, fast-acting treatment. And as you know, as a new young mom and being so busy, I was like, it's called the facial in the jar, right?
Right.
So I was just like, okay, this is great. This will just get it done. And I loved the experience. And I want to talk a little bit more about what's in it and gives it that experience.
Sure.
But what's funny is, you know, even during quarantine, when I've had all the time in the world,
right,
literally all the time in the world, I've still found myself gravitating to EPI Peel.
Okay. Yeah.
What gives it that very spa-like scent? And tell us a little bit more about like what the beads are made out of.
Sure. So EPI Peel is a tri-purpose exfoliator, mask, and peel, meaning a gommage in one. And so originally I created it for the women on the go, but it's been amazing during this time because it's so versatile, and it is a facial in a jar. And it's amazing coupled with the quintessential serum, sort of as this kind of skin perfecting duo. But alone, when you use the EPI Peel, you want to get a good amount. It's in a clay base, and the clays are wonderful because they draw, as we know, impurities from the skin. But then we also use silica, and so those are the granules that you feel. They're perfectly rounded, so there's no irritation. Even a sensitive skin can use it. And
I keep doing this. I don't know if people can tell what. I don't know if this is making a difference at all, but.
No, I think
it's a very, like, that was a pretty big dollop, so it goes on almost kind of clear.
Yes, and that's a good amount, Tara, and you just start to do circular motions. I really encourage everyone, when you use the EPI Peel, to do it with awareness, to feel like you're at a spa. It's experiential, but it's very effective because you apply it on a clean skin. Circular motions just increase the microcirculation in the skin, around the eyes, up across the neck. And then you leave that on for about 5 minutes. I like to leave it on and then sort of hop in the shower. So I do it pre-shower, and just sort of allow all of the steam from the shower to help to activate it. In the spa, we would activate it with a steamer. So it's beautiful to have that spa experience. Allow it just to absorb in, and then when you get out, if you'd like, you can use it as a gommage, and it's just a French way of exfoliating the skin just over the sink. You're not going to get a ton of product kind of, you know, flying all over the place or anything, but you're just lifting up the dead surface cells of the EPI Peel, and that's wonderful. If you don't have the time to do the tri-purpose, then you just remove it with a warm cloth. But you really feel that you've sloughed off the dead surface cells. So this is why I love to follow it with the quintessential serum.
Okay. I'm living for these tips that you're giving right now. Like the gommage and the sloughing off. I've never done that after all of these years.
It feels so good. I mean, you really feel like it's such a pick-me-up. Even, you know, I would mention to work girls, like, you have a night out, you just really kind of want to feel refreshed. It's beautiful to use it that way. Put on a little bit of quintessential serum, and you really don't need makeup. You just feel bright and rejuvenated. And so the aroma to that product, for you
tell us.
Haven't tried, is so it has rosemary, the spearmints in it, and great burdock is wonderful on the skin because they're all powerful detoxifiers, but they really go in and you know, it's just, again, break up congestion. They're antibacterial, antifungal, all of the essences, as we know, are, and then mixed with the clay. It's also such a go-to in our collection.
So you call it a spa or a facial in a jar, but it smells like a spa in a jar. It's
I'm so glad.
What happens if you leave this on like longer than 5 minutes? What if you leave it on for an hour? Does it make a difference?
You know, I haven't left it on an hour, but when we're using it, we're actually working and manipulating the tissue with the EPI Peel, and we are probably doing that longer than 5 minutes. So I would just really encourage everyone to take the time and to just create the awareness and to have the experience with the product. But absolutely, a 15-minute mask is great.
I feel like that tip alone could be applied to all of your products and to every product that people use, especially now, just to have a moment and to create that awareness with the product.
Yeah.
I think that now more than ever, I'm hoping that people are appreciating the ingredients in their product and really, like, people are home and cooking and taking care of themselves in so many different respects.
Yes.
I'm hoping that they're paying attention to the ingredients in their products and how those ingredients are impacting their skin, ultimately helping get people to this concept of intuitive skincare and seeing what they need when they need it.
Yes, yeah, me too. And I think that if we just look at it, obviously, as we all know, as an organ and an eliminating organ, and I always feel like, you know, what goes into the body is so important, but the skin being the outermost organ, we also want to feed it from the outside in as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Damien just said, especially now, experience ingredients to the win. I love it.
Oh.
I couldn't agree with that more. And, you know, I wasn't planning to talk about the quintessential serum, but you did say that it's best paired after using the EPI Peel. Could you tell us a little bit more about why these are such a power duo together? I've never heard you mention that.
Yeah, sure. So the quintessential serum clearly stands alone. It's just that when you're doing the EPI Peel and you're really sloughing off the dead surface cells, oils do penetrate deeper than creams, and that's the whole purpose of a serum or an oil, to really absorb deep into the tissue. And then your moisturizers will have a beautiful absorption, but you want them to be like your clothing. You're a barrier against the environment in a sense. So after your skin has been warmed and you do this exfoliation, you just want to allow all of those essences. And quintessential serum has high concentrations of rose and chamomile and frankincense. And so, you know, we know that rose is a beautiful, powerful cell rejuvenator. So it just feels like you're having this professional experience right at home.
I love it so much. And for everybody that's tuned in, if you haven't tried the quintessential serum, it's such a decadent treat on every level. One of the things that I love most about it is that it has this weight to the oil. It's like, it's much, there's more weight to this oil than other oils that I've used before. It's not like a quick dry oil or anything like that. It actually feels like it's deeply nourishing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. And Tara, with the product, you only need to really use one drop. It's a full concentrate. There's no water in it. There's no preservative. It's just a straight concentrate. And so it has high concentrations of rose, as I mentioned, and frankincense and organic rosehip seed oil and all of these beautiful nutrient oils that are precious oils. And so you can put it around the eyes. You can use any remaining amount on the fingertips, the cuticles, the ends of the hair, on the lips. But the idea is that it creates also, I call it like cellular nutrition and cellular protection, because I didn't want to have a very thin serum that just went right into the skin and left no residue. So it protects as well. And that's the thickness that you're feeling.
So you said you can use it around the eyes. One product I was planning to talk about was the Awakening Eye Gel, which is another hero product at Folane. How do you use these two? If you're using them at the same time, do you use only one at a time? How would you recommend? And then before we talk about this one on its own.
Okay, sure. So you do want to put the Awakening Eye Gel on first, because that is water-based, and so it does seep right into the tissue. So we don't have oil glands around the eyes, so we always want to, you know, do some extra moisture around the eyes. When you're doing the application, use it like do some manual lymph drainage with it. So the way that I recommend it, and there are the same ingredients in there that help to promote removal of stagnation and promote manual lymph drainage on their own. And so when we get tired or even stressed, and of course we all have so much eye strain now, we're going to collect that lymph and we're going to see that puffiness. And so take just maybe a drop or two on your ring finger and start in the inside corner, just gently.
The ring finger is so important. I realize that most people don't know that.
Yes, the lightest amount of pressure, so you're not dragging the tissue. And you just want to feel, you'll actually feel the lymph. If you push down too far where you start to feel the bone and the muscle, you've gone beyond the lymph. But start on the inside Yeah, and then just gently, you'll feel it moving and expressing that lymph out, and then it expresses down the side of the ears and down the neck as the channels of the lymph. So I just love to apply that after cleansing and tonic, and this would go on before a serum or a moisturizer.
I've never, this is like, you and I have had so many conversations. And honestly, this is why I love this, because when I'm having a treatment with you, I'm like on another planet and not paying attention. But that's such a great tip. So start from here.
Start from the inside, right. So typically you're going to see people want to go from the outside in, and there's a reason behind that. But when you're actually working to move the lymph, you want to take it from the inside corner, and you'll feel it. And I recommend that you do it 3 or 4 times, and then just let it express. So it comes down through the ear channel and expresses down through the lips.
I knew that that's how I do my gua sha, right? So I'll do my gua sha and then down the back of the
Exactly.
neck.
Perfect.
But I never had thought about that with your eye cream, and obviously there's so much lymph kind of stored underneath there, so that's great.
Yes. And the ingredients in it were specifically, you know, thought through to be great for lymphatic drainage. Or in the European culture, they do these herbal eye washes, and funny enough, they use an herb called eyebright, and there's a lot of eyebright, green myrtle, elderflower, and I know everybody's you know, talking about elderberry now, and thankfully so, but elderflower is very soothing. It helps to cool the area, remove stagnation. And so when we have a lot of screen time, I like to keep it just there. You know, we're not wearing makeup at home, and it's nice just to use it as many times a day as you need to.
It's such a beautiful product, and this does feel quite lightweight compared to your
very lightweight. Yeah, it
is that because
right
of
in.
the herbs that it's in? That's in it.
It is, Tara, and there's no essential oils, obviously, in the eye product, and also, and it's not an oily base, it's a water base, because I know if you've ever felt getting oil around the eye or in the eye, it can make the eye feel a little cloudy. So that works really well if someone does wear makeup, it doesn't slide the makeup.
And the scent, this is for somebody who just asked the name of the product, this is the Awakening Eye Gel that we're talking about. It's such a special one. The scent, by the way, I have all of these open right now on my bathroom counter, and I'm just like taking deep breaths, and it's making everything better. The scent of this, what is it that's coming out on top with the scent of this?
Yeah, you know, it's such a combination. It really is miraculous, honestly, when you're creating and when you see what comes to the surface. And I find that it's always a little different. We do have carrot seed, there's cucumber water. Sometimes I feel like I can smell that coming through a little bit.
Cucumber?
Yeah, green myrtle and also the eyebright have a little bit of a very light medicinal scent to them. But it to me, if I have to describe it to someone, I would say it almost has a very light cucumber scent to it.
Yeah, I like that. It's almost like a cucumber with slightly medicinal.
Yeah, no,
not medicinal.
It's like fresh. It has a fresh, like a fresh green scent. So
I love that. That's exactly what it is. It's fresh. Okay, that was super helpful. I'm just like wanting to slow down and take deep breaths, like I always do when I'm experiencing your products, and they're literally all open on my bathroom counter right now. Okay, so we just went through your hero products at Folane and all of the kind of floral and herbal benefits of each of those hero products. I'd love to, before we go through more products, go over to some of these community questions we got in advance.
Okay, sure.
And then if we have a little bit more time, we can come back to some of the other products.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right. So in no order whatsoever, somebody wrote in and said, what are the best products for broken capillaries on your cheeks? And can I even exfoliate this area? So I think based on the fact that we're a company that's based in New England, Boston specifically, we have stores across the country, obviously, and customers across the country, but we do have so many people with rosacea and broken capillaries. And this question comes up a lot, and your line has been such a great one to help address it. So I'd love to hear, like, what are those ingredients and products specifically?
Sure. So one standout ingredient when you're dealing with capillaries is chamomile. So the capillaries are very, very thin, and I'm going to exaggerate this, but it's going to feel like they're 100 times thinner than a piece of thread. So anything in extreme can cause them to burst. Spicy food, alcohol, holding the breath. We're all holding the breath, by the way. I mean, and none of us are breathing to the level that we need to. But on the flip side, bioflavonoids help to strengthen the capillaries. And so, so chamomile is a bioflavonoid. It's a vasoconstrictor. Eating green vegetables helps. Drinking chamomile tea. But chamomile is threaded throughout our collection. Okay. And so the chamomile tonic, I'm a huge believer in tonics, by the way. I feel like we don't have to over cleanse our skin, and if you're doing a beautiful nighttime regime in the morning, you can just wake up and just apply the tonic as the first step if you want. Yeah. Some people love the cleansing experience, and that's wonderful, but I happen to use the tonics frequently throughout the day. Anything cooling to the skin is going to help as well. So with the chamomile tonic, I would recommend keeping the cotton pads in the refrigerator. And when you feel that redness, and inflammation, the heat that's coming through, just apply the tonic. And then with the product, Tara, that we were just speaking about, the intensive repair balm obviously has a lot of ingredients. It also has the chamomile in it, and so it's going to help with the rosacea, cuprose, all of these different inflammation conditions. So really, all of the inflammation that we were just speaking of, rosacea, and all of those kind of all the inflammation, that is similar to having like a sunburn or redness from the summer that we're going into right now. So these products are probably great for those times as well, right? Absolutely. Anything that causes inflammation, when you feel the heat coming onto the skin. And sometimes that happens again through foods that we eat, or, you know, if the body isn't alkaline enough. And like you said, when you go into the heat of the summer, it's really nice to use it. My boys play tennis, as you may and may not know, and so they always keep that with them. It's great after exercise. There's so many healing benefits just to chamomile alone, and that's why when I created the chamomile tonic, I used it as a single essence instead of in a synergy. It's so beautiful. I love that you've added spray nozzles on top of these. Okay. I actually have an old bottle of Roman chamomile tonic here. Yes. That I was still working through, and anyhow, I feel like I like both. I like doing a splash, to be honest, every once in a while, but I like having the flexibility of the spray. And that's nice to keep in a little cooler or keep in the fridge and just spray. And I want to also give you another tip. You can spray the whole body with our rose water or our chamomile tonic. I mean, we love it. We spray the head, the face, you know, the neck, the décolleté, and include everything, because again, if we're just speaking of the energetics to the aromas and to the essences, there's a lot, and they're absorbing, and it's beautiful. Especially now, it's so lovely. And I love that, taking care of your skin kind of head to toe. Yeah, great. Especially for showing more skin too. Okay, moving on to the next question. Somebody wrote in and asked for somebody fairly new to Tammy Fender with a budget of around $100, but with dry and stressed out skin. Where do you recommend they begin? Dry and stressed out skin. So right around $100. I mean, the antioxidant cream is perfect. I think that that again is going to give you this whole multivitamin. It's going to be great for stressed skin. If you really are feeling like you have damaged skin and true irritation, I think to stick to the intensive repair balm, because it is so reparative. But either cream would be a go-to. As a start. And I love to start with the creams if somebody was just going to take one product, because that's something that's remaining on your skin. As much as we love the cleansers and they go on and come off, but that gives great value because it's remaining on. And when they're holistic, they're sort of like homeopathic medicine in the sense that you don't need a lot. They're very effective in just small amounts. And that's something, that's kind of a bigger statement we can make about like price points in general, about these ingredients, or about these products that are based in ingredients like these that are sourced so beautifully. I mean, a great example is like, you know, where is it? The Bulgarian rose water, right? Yes.
that, I mean, you see bottles of rose water everywhere. You know, you
Right.
can buy them now at the grocery store. But there's a very, very, very big difference between Bulgarian rose water and the rose water that you can buy kind of, and then also even Bulgarian rose water can be sourced and overproduced and everything. So I think that's what you just mentioned is like, you can get so much more out of these ingredients when they're well sourced and they're the best.
Yeah, and people can relate to that like food. You know, if you're
Yes.
having something that, just think of juicing for an example versus having a store-bought something that has, you know, a small amount of juice in it. So it works the same way.
Exactly. Okay, so moving on. Somebody said, can you show us an at-home mini facial massage? I feel like we just got a preview
Sure.
with the eye cream. Are there any like other quick tips you can give us for a facial massage?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to take the quintessential serum because
Okay.
it's so nice to massage with an oil.
And while you're doing that, I'll just say for everybody else who's tuned in, for the other questions, I think we kind of covered them in the earlier discussion because somebody asked for dry and sensitive skin for the summer, what would you recommend? And I think we went through a pretty good routine with that. That was the vitamin C and then the antioxidant cream. And then there were a few different just product specific questions, which I think we already addressed.
Okay.
So I think that this facial massage could be like a really beautiful way for us to end our time together, to be honest.
Perfect.
I'm not going to be too relaxed to keep going.
Great. So I just put a couple drops of quintessential serum. You would just drop it onto your fingertips, and
Okay.
and when you use it anyway, it's wonderful to do a massage. So with eyes closed, I won't expect you to do that now, Tara. But
I'm going to try to.
You just want to start to press it onto the skin, and I really like to put some focus on what we would call the third eye, or right in the center of the forehead, because this is a point that we actually hold so much stress and tension in. And they say that if you touch a crying baby here and just sort of massage that it soothes even a baby. So it's really important. And so once you sort of press it onto your skin, circular motions, you're just lifting and moving the tissue up and out, increasing that circulation. When you increase circulation, this is a key to anti-aging. So circular motions, and then you'll do circular motions around the eyes. I'm not doing the manual lymph drainage. I'm just kind of taking some stress and tension off of the face, and then sort of finger over finger across the forehead, focusing in the center of the forehead. There are so many pressure points in the face and the head, so you do want to include the scalp and the head, but just light hand over hand. Anytime you can spend on the temples, we hold a lot of tension, and so as a little tip, you could almost just do figure eights up and down around, and then once we really want to get the tissue moving and blood circulation, just light lifting up, out, across the chin, same side. And then what I really like to do is just sort of taking and just pressing the product on, sort of holding the face, the hands over the eyes like you're just cupping the face. This is really, really nice. We do it so often, and it just kind of, it gives you deprivation of the senses in a sense, because it just allows you to kind of reconnect, pressing again onto the temples. Include the ears. The ears, there have so many reflex points in them that you can almost just do a whole reflexology treatment on the ears alone, and then always include under the neck. So I like just to bring the product up across the neck, and then finish with a little manual lymph drainage. So we can start.
How much pressure should we be using right now?
You can move the tissue. Yeah, you can use pressure. I mean, you don't want to hurt your face by any means, but you want to feel that you're getting into the muscle. Okay. So you want to lift and just move it up and outward, sort of the same pressure that when you use the gua sha.
Yep.
And then if you know, again, you can do little circular movements around the nose. You can't do anything wrong.
Right.
So when you just do the massage, I mean, I like to do it with the eyes closed because I think we have to we're so overstimulated all the time, and you can actually really feel. And Tara, as you know, I work with my eyes closed because I have to connect deep to where I'm feeling your tension or anyone that I'm working with. And I just say that self-care and self-love is so incredibly important, and that use that, and then when you're thinking about the essence of rose, it connects to the heart and it connects to the heart chakra. So take those time to actually, work. And again, you can use pressure. You don't need to go so light, but
I said that was going to be my last question, but I actually, I'm sitting here thinking, in all of these, first of all, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I'm going to try and figure out a way for us to summarize all those steps that you just went through.
Sure.
So people can kind of walk through them at home and tune in today. But in all of these conversations I've been having over the past weeks, I've noticed that people apply facial massage to different steps of their routine than I realized. Like, some people do their facial massage when they're cleansing. Some people do it when they're doing their toner splash. And so we obviously walked through it using the quintessential serum, but I guess one of the things we haven't done on this during this conversation is go through a full routine. You said you can use the tonics in the morning without cleansing, but what would a full routine look like for you at night, if we could go through that quickly? And where in those steps would you include that facial massage?
Right. So I love facial massage, as you can imagine, and I spend a lot of time on it in the treatment room. So I would absolutely include it in the cleansing process. I probably would do it a little quicker, in a little more circular motions, a little faster. So when I would apply a few pumps of the cleansing milk, and then again, lavender and foti. Foti, by the way, is a Japanese herb that's used for detoxifying, so it's lovely, and there's grapefruit in there as well.
And the cleansing milk you just apply onto dry skin, right?
You can dampen the fingertips too, so you could really go either way. If you're going to spend a little more time with the massage, I would say dampen the fingertips, so you just get a really nice glide and spreadability to it.
Versus the cleansing gel, that has more of a gel, so it's easier to massage.
Right. You definitely need water with the gel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So either way, cleansing milk or the purifying cleansing gel, both you can do a bit of a massage with, and then you want to remove them with a warm cloth. Both products with a warm cloth. So once you do that, the tonic, I probably don't spend with our tonics so much massaging them in, but I do like them to remain on the skin because they have beautiful ingredients in them that are very good for the skin. So I would do a spritz. If you haven't, if it's nighttime, you're going to wash your hair in the morning, spritz it around the crown, over the face, the neck, and the décolleté. Just let all of that absorb in. And then whether you're using a serum or a cream, some people use both in their routine, then you can, go back again to do the massage with the serum. With the cream,
if you're using both, do you do the cream first and then the serum?
You do the serum first.
You do the serum first.
Yeah, do the serum first. But so that's what we just went through with the massage.
Yep.
I'm not a huge fan, Tara, of massaging cream. Because the cream, I feel like you want to get the cream on and you want it to have a nice absorption. But what I don't want to happen is that you're putting it on and taking it off. Right. Or that you're wasting the product. So
that's such a good tip.
Massage.
So you massage in the oil and give yourself that really deep, beautiful facial massage with the oil. And then you just kind of pat the cream in.
Just press it onto your skin.
Press it in.
I kind of press it into my fingertips and then just do a really good pressing application onto the face.
And then you're done.
And you're done.
And then you feel like just the weight of the world has been lifted off your shoulders because you just did a whole Tammy Fender routine at home.
Oh.
Taking the deep breaths, because the experience of these products, I just wish that there was like a scratch and sniff option for Instagram. I mean, honestly, I've never had all of your products open at once, other than being in your spa, and I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm having a slower, more mindful moment. So Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
for
so
this.
much.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, such an honor, Tara.
Somebody asked about the expiration on natural products. I feel badly not answering that because it's right here.
Yeah, sure. So with the products, and thankfully, you know, we've all come a long way now with the desire and the consumer awareness around clean beauty products. So I like to say that once the product is open, and with our products, they're always very freshly prepared, which is lovely. But once it's open, you want to use it within 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
I tend to like 6 months. The product doesn't grow bacteria or anything like that. But what happens is once you keep opening the jar, you start to oxidize. So 6 to 9 months would be my recommendation.
That's so great. Okay.
Yeah.
This has been an amazing moment, a great way to start and speak, and honestly a much needed moment with everything going on. So
yeah, I love it.
We are all so lucky to experience you and your products, Tammy. You are such a gift. So
well, likewise, Tara. We feel deeply connected to you and love it so much too. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll try and recap this, especially that facial massage, which I think was really special. So
okay, great.
I hope that you continue to take care of yourself and your family.
You too.
And
come back to Palm Beach at some point. We'd love to see you.
I would love to get down there. I was actually, before this, reminiscing over pictures. The last 2 times I came down there, I was super pregnant with Annabelle, and then I had Annabelle.
Yes, I remember.
When she was only probably 10 weeks old or something.
Right.
So
amazing. It's been fun watching her grow.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Well, thank you for everything you do, Tammy.
You
send
too.
lots of love your way. And
you too, Tara. Talk
soon.
soon.
Everybody who joined today.
Thank you. Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.